That's a permanent.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by these fine folks that got sitting right here all around me. Flowers Deer Processing. Yeah, you forget the garden center until spring, but now Deer Processing is what we're talking about. 4550 Eaton's Creek Road. All right, this first picture here, this is Miley Head with a catfish, and this is Dwayne Butler's granddaughter, I do believe. Dwayne Butler's granddaughter, and that's their very first fish.
Nice.
So that's a
Nice fish.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah,
I mean,
personal.
everything else is going to disappoint you a little bit.
Just a little, yeah.
Just a little bit. Our next one here. This is my favorite grandson in the whole wide world. This is my grandson Ty Campbell with his muzzleloader kill, and this was not juvenile, ladies and gentlemen. He was actually hunting when the adults hunt with a muzzleloader in Kentucky, and this was one of those big old, what we call 7-foot does. I mean, they're long. They get to be so long, and but he did a great job. And this is his nemesis, or I like to call him his buddy. This is Nolan Clymer, and Nolan took this 7-point. He thought it was an 8-point, but one of the brow tines was gone. It is a 7-point, and he took his with a crossbow last Saturday. So congratulations to Nolan Clymer and Jeff. I know Jeff's proud of him. Brian Pitton, they all think the world of him. So we're glad he got his. So already the boys are beating us. Hey, the pictures of the week are being brought to you, or you can have your pictures sent to us here at Southern Woods and Water, 474 James Robinson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here really fast. Okay, guys, we've been talking about, now you see the kids are already bringing them in.
Hey, let me tell you something. That Nolan, I've never seen a kid that excited about a deer.
He does.
He was jumping everywhere.
It starts from his toenails.
Yes, it does.
Now, let me tell you something else, too, about Nolan. Now, Nolan and Ty are really good friends, and both of them like to turkey hunt, too. So they turkey and deer, and there's a little bit of competition along with that camaraderie, you know?
Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
And so it's great. I like to see these boys being together and doing things together. But you're right. Nolan lets it eat all over him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get those kids out there, I promise you, you'll have hunting buddies for the rest of your life. And just do that. But now let's talk about once you get that deer, once that deer is down. Now, several of you I hear talked about how you want to take it home, process it yourself. Okay, I'm like Mike. Do it once or twice, give us a call. Because after that, I want them to see there's not just, there's a regular cut. Okay.
Right.
Tell them, Mike, what is a regular cut? When somebody comes up and asks for a regular cut.
A regular standard cut is all the steaks we can get out of it and the rest in hamburger.
Okay.
Roast by request. We'll put 10% beef fat in the hamburger. We can alter that if you choose. We leave it out or add more. Tenderloins be left whole in a package by themselves. Everything, all the steaks are vacuum packed.
Let's show them, Jim.
Yep, like this right
show
here.
them right here, Jim. If we can, now people say vacuum packed. You guys have an awesome, matter of fact, 2 or 3 awesome machines that do this. 3 of them. Yeah. And man, it just some that we had done 2 years ago, the roast done 2 years ago, opened it up and just like you took it yesterday.
It almost eliminates the freezer taste and the freezer burn.
Yeah.
You know, there's a shelf life to everything, but it greatly increases it.
Well, I'm not afraid, like usual, my people are afraid, well, I've had a deer in the freezer for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. I'm not afraid if it's vacuum packed.
Oh,
right.
No.
As long as it holds that vacuum, it's
good.
It's good.
Well, the only thing you have to be careful of is dropping stuff on it. If you drop something that's frozen onto another bag, it'll sometimes
break the
poke
seal.
a hole. Well, it'll poke a hole in the
you
bag.
bang them together.
Yeah.
You'll
Eventually, the longer it sits in there, the more risk it has of getting a hole poked in the bag. That's the only issue.
Another thing, a lot of people want to know, are they getting their own deer?
Absolutely. That's one thing I'm really picky about. We do our sausages in 25-pound batches,
one at a time.
because we take 20 pounds of your meat, put 5 pounds of pork fat with it, and make you a batch of sausage. We don't make a 400-pound batch and just deal it out.
No, no.
It's if you bring me in a nice clean deer, that's what you're going to get back.
I gotta say something, and then I want you to elaborate on it a little bit, Mike. You've got a fantastic crew.
I do.
That is, and it's a well-oiled machine. I've been in there so many times, and yes, I've actually helped Mike check in deer on Thanksgiving, by God.
Yes, you have.
But you know, just to watch this well-oiled machine, I mean, when you get there, there's a place to pull up, and
Yep.
there's a place that says back up to this area, and then you guys just take it from there. I mean,
Yeah, you don't touch the deer. It needs to come in field dressed. I prefer to have the skin on it.
yes,
Don't skin it. A lot of people think they're doing me a favor by bringing it in skinned.
You're
It
not.
takes me 3 times as long to prep that animal.
And we cape them out.
Yeah, we
so
cape 'em
if
for
you're
free.
getting it mounted, don't feel like you have to skin it before
we
you get
cape
it to
no
us.
charge.
No, yeah.
Just because I want that meat fresh, ready to wash down and clean up right then. Because if you skin it, throw it in the back of your truck where you hauled mulch yesterday, and haul it down here, all that stuff dries onto that meat, and it is nearly impossible.
and it can
get
ruin the meat.
Yes,
It can taint it,
Absolutely.
and people don't understand all that.
But every hunter understands marinating.
Oh
meat.
yes,
Everybody does. If
You want to
that thing
marinate in
comes
hydraulic oil?
Yeah. Or lean.
and stomach
Roundup.
contents where they ruptured the
Right.
stomach or intestines, it's all on the meat and stuff. That deer's marinating.
Yes,
Like it
Anything
or
that
not, that
touches that
deer's
meat.
marinating.
yes.
So keep it clean, get it clean as soon as possible, get it to whoever processes it. I don't care who it is, get it to there as soon as possible, get it in a cooler, keep the flies off of it. That's a big thing this time of year. Just
With the temperatures, Mike, like they are, and I mean, you know, we're getting up to 82 degrees today. I mean, especially this afternoon. If somebody had downed an animal, say 10 o'clock, and they didn't find it till 1, it was 80 degrees at 1.
yeah.
What is a great way that you know of that people can protect that animal to keep that meat safe?
Don't put it in a creek or a pond. That's
Yeah.
a lot of people want to do that.
Why? I know the reason, and they want to cool it off.
Right, absolutely.
But
But
it's
that's
not-
not the right thing to do.
There's-
Well, it's not cooling it off like you think it would. The water's probably 50, 60 degrees. That's still
That's
a
still
whole lot
too
warm.
warm. Still too warm.
It feels
Yeah.
cool to the touch,
And
but
it's
it's
got
not
a lot of parasites and stuff in there.
Bacteria and parasites.
Yeah.
And, there was a myth around for years and years not to put any water, even a hose pipe, city water on a deer. Don't ever touch a deer with water,
Right.
because city water even has bacteria in it.
Well, sure, yeah.
But you look at that animal with the leaves and sticks and everything that's on it. I'll take the city water bacteria any day over what's,
Oh, yeah.
what's
yeah.
on that
That's
deer.
true. That's true.
Yeah, wash it off. Get it to a hose pipe. If you're closer to home than you are the processor, run it home, hose it down real good, then take it to the processor. Don't go show it off. Don't ride
Especially in
around
the
all
heat.
day.
Now, Jim taught me a little bit a few years ago where a lot of people I see, Mike, they take they'll go buy a 7-pound ice bag and they throw it in the cavity, in the upper chest cavity around the ribs.
Yeah.
But Jim said that's the wrong place to put it. You're cooling off the wrong thing because there's no part of the rib that really we eat.
Right. You're helping your back strips out a little bit and the shoulders, but all your meat's in the hams.
That's it. So you want to
90%
stick it
of
right
the
there
meat in that
between in
deer.
the pelvic area.
Yeah, you
Close
really
the
need a
leg,
couple
close the
bags
back
of
leg.
ice.
Couple of bags of ice.
Yeah, you got to do the chest cavity. That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't
But
it?
don't stop there. Put it in between them back
Be sure
legs
there's one between his legs.
and close them legs on it. The deer skin is an excellent insulator. Excellent.
Okay.
That's what it does. That's its job.
Well, the hair is hollow, which allows it to insulate. The skin is not that thick, but it is pretty dense.
It protects that deer in 0-degree temperatures.
It does.
It's
They
a
got
good
layer
insulator.
fat.
And then they got a layer of fat. You're right, Jim.
And
They
packing
got a
that
layer-
ice around the outside keeps the flies off, but
it doesn't
you're
do
not
much
cooling
for the meat.
Right. It certainly doesn't hurt anything, but you need to cool it from the inside out.
Okay.
Really.
Caping one, if somebody wants to have the head mounted, you tell them when they hit that sternum.
Stop at the sternum.
Okay.
Don't cut the hide any further than that.
And you guys will take care of the rest of it.
We'll take
yeah.
care of it.
Yeah.
At no charge.
No charge.
No extra.
We got to skin it anyway.
Got to skin it anyway. And I understand the Flower Boys are really, really good.
He skinned one today in a little over a minute and a half, and he was not.
See, and I'm
he was
bringing
not
Ty.
racing. He was not racing anybody.
Ty knows about it. I told Ty, I said, he said, I really want to learn how to skin one, Papa. And I said, then I'm taking you Flowers, and I want him to spend a Saturday with you just skinning deer.
We teach him.
I think that would be a lesson for him, a good lesson.
I've
for him.
clocked him in less than a minute on a deer.
So a minute and a half, you're slowing down your old age there, Jim.
Yeah.
I was trying to teach somebody.
He had about five students at the time, and he was trying to go slow enough that they could see him work.
Well, now, and I want to tell everybody, when you bring your deer to Flowers Deer Processing, and Mike's usually out front, and he will get you to back up, and then he's got an assistant, goes ahead and they'll take and cut the legs while Mike's doing the paperwork. Now, please, you do have to have your paperwork in order and be prepared to give it to Mike, because what you're doing is transferring that animal over. You're transferring it from out of your possession into his. And he is going to protect himself, I promise you.
We have to have.
You have to have it.
We have to have the confirmation number.
Yeah, you have to have the
Absolutely.
confirmation number no matter what.
No options.
No options.
The only exception to that would be a roadkill, and then I've got to call TWRA.
Yeah, and
and
you've
say-
done that for me.
Yeah, I've got huge deer. He killed it on Wicker Boulevard.
That's right.
And then they'll want to talk to you, get your name and address, and then it's fine.
That's fine. Everything's fine then.
And we also get deer from Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi. And those places, they don't require tagging. So we still have to have something. Usually it's the license number and
Whatever
the county.
makes it legal in that state.
Yeah, whatever
The
makes it
county
legal there,
insects and
we
license
have to
number.
have.
Well, now Kentucky has a confirmation number just like
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we have to have that.
But Alabama doesn't.
Right.
You just use your license because it's a deer a day down there.
Exactly.
I think Mississippi's is kind of the same way.
I think
isn't it?
Georgia is too.
Georgia
all
is
three
too?
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So,
Like-
but just whatever legal means it is for that state will also be reciprocal here in Tennessee, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And be mindful of the chronic wasting areas, not to bring any bones out of those states. The chronic wasting disease,
You're right.
Most of the Midwest, North,
Northern Illinois, and
You're talking about from Missouri west.
West.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
And
guys go
north
with-
up Michigan.
There's a
and
couple
there,
of counties
Wisconsin.
in Illinois,
Yeah.
and of course the whole state of Michigan. But that goes for elk, deer, mule deer, caribou, moose, anything.
Everything.
Anything. The bones cannot leave that state,
Okay.
and you definitely don't want to bring them to Tennessee. You don't want to be that guy.
No, no, because they're serious about that.
and as well they
Transport.
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, across the.
And we get a new map every year, and whatever it is they're doing is working because the map doesn't get
Doesn't change much.
bigger every year.
right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
So CWD is actually it's just kind of just staying in an area. It's not.
What they're doing is containing.
working.
What changes every year is kind of odd that it'll just be a county out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So somebody took a bone from
Right.
a restricted area to that county and it spread.
Now let me ask you something else too, because EHD now it's prevalent here in Tennessee. The EHD disease, epizootic hemorrhagic disease. That's where we call it blue tongue.
Blue tongue, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the way I understand it, that's here every year.
That's here
It's
every
just
year.
worse some years than
yeah,
others.
Yeah.
worse than drought conditions.
Yeah,
Worse
drought.
than the drought years, and it's caused by a midge that buries itself into the soil.
In the mud. On
In the
bank.
mud, on the banks of ponds and stuff like that. But the thing is, the meat's not bad with blue tongue,
Right.
but with CWD, it is. The bones are. The
bones. Yeah, the meat's fine.
The meat's fine.
Yeah.
The bones are. But in EHD, the bones and the meat are fine, because what it is, it affects the brain.
In the brain.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm trying to tell everybody, because a lot of people ask me, well, I don't know if this one had EHD or not. Well, it still doesn't matter. I mean, because that's a brain disease, not a meat disease or a bone disease here in Tennessee.
And it'll cause them in advanced stages to lose weight and muscle mass, but the meat itself is supposed to be okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I tell you what, we got to do our product of the week, guys. So let's go do that. And I brought it today, and y'all actually sell it. We want to talk about now's the time of year, ladies and gentlemen. Deer season's in full swing, archery season, and you're fixing to have youth come out. So it's a great time to let them start learning. Let some of the kids start learning. J&S Scents, I've got to say, is probably one of the better ones I've ever seen as far as being real. It doesn't have a shelf life. They don't pack it and keep it on the shelf for 2 or 3 years. This stuff was actually in a deer last week.
Yeah.
That's the real thing.
Probably the day before yesterday.
Probably the day before yesterday, since I just got it today.
Yeah.
So this is a great product. It's fresh, and so J&S Scents, what I like right now is called Opening Day. You use this, and it's not a real musky kind of smell, but it's just a calming kind of smell or scent for the deer. It's just Opening Day is what it's called. Try it. I guarantee you're going to like it, okay? You can get it at Flowers Deer Processing, 4550 Edens Creek Road. All right, we got to go to take another break. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines here at 615-737-7767. We'll talk to you right back with more Southern Woods Waters.